And we're live. Hopefully we're live on YouTube. Just going to give it a few minutes, guys. Just for everyone. Hey, and rees. Welcome. I'm going to see if I can go onto the YouTube, look a bit. 2 minutes. No, this isn't an easy subject. This isn't easy subject, sorry. This isn't easy to find it on YouTube straight away. Because it always freezes on me. How are you, Anne? Are you okay? Sorry, I'll be with you in a minute. Oh. Hello, Math TUK. Welcome. And if you can share this to Facebook, that would be great. I'm absolutely crap at it. I will introduce what we're doing tonight in a minute, but I can't see a thing at the moment. When I'm on the problem when I'm on StreamYard, I can't access YouTube or anything. Everything else just freezes on me. So give me a moment. No, it's not. I can never find myself. I'm going to try and share this on Facebook. Bear with. Sorry, guys. I'm still here. Right. Hey, Gillian. Welcome. Right, tonight's topic is going to be on haunted objects. I thought I'd pick this subject because Anne in the chat is a complete expert on haunted objects. So she'll be able to answer any questions that you guys have. And we'll go from there. I've got two guests coming on the show tonight. Hi, Francis. Welcome. And we're going to talk about haunted objects. But first, I'm going to share with you some of our haunted objects. These are Anne Rees's dolls. Yeah, see what you think, guys. Just check you can all see that okay. Yeah, brilliant. Now, Anne, in the chat, can you tell everybody, hello M&A, welcome, we will add you in a second, just give me a moment. Yes, these are Anne's dolls, and if you could say in the chat what the names are of the dolls and just any haunting history that you could share with us, to be fair. Hey Legacy, welcome. Talking about haunted objects tonight, and these are Anne Rees dolls that I want to share with you all. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next ones now. This is our favourite one, Harry. We do a lot of investigations with Harry. He's a great tool to have in the paranormal world. We take him to basically draw out the spirits of the location. Children, any children that might be in the property, Harry really seems to bring out very well. Yes. I don't know much about this doll. If you can explain in the chat, Anne. Is Tom on about M&Ms again? Oh, you are funny. And me, I never used to be fair, Legacy. There's something that have grown on me. They're ever such an amazing tool to have for, you know, the paranormal, if you're going out. Yeah, they are. And I've seen Harry in working full order, haven't we, Anne? Yeah, Harry's pretty amazing. Let me just flick through. We got this one. I like this one myself. I think she's definitely got a lot of mischief to her. Am I right about that, Anne? Yeah. Don't you like dolls, Gillian? They're not everyone's cup of tea, to be fair. I'm trying to add all your comments on screen. Do you think, Shal? I actually like the dolls, to be honest. Okay. Now this one looks a bit sweeter, don't it, guys? I don't think she does, you know. Mafty, okay. I don't think she does like dolls now. Oh, really? Yeah, so she doesn't like her being alone too much. Yes, Tom, you are surrounded by these dolls. I do understand that. Hello, Cork Ghost Researchers. I hope I did that shout out a little bit better than last time. Yes, I can imagine she does. Yeah. I can do that for you, John, yes. Legacy Paranormal TV, huge shout out for this channel. Now, I've got to say, I went on his live last night. I absolutely had an amazing time. Giggles and everything. He thoroughly kept me entertained from start to end. Thanks for that. I really did enjoy last night. Thank you. Please pop along to his channel because he is amazing, guys. We're going to actually do a collab together. No, this one's a bit nicer. Now, this one is the doll that's on our poster. Yes, I like this one, I do. Don't get a big head. I'm not. I'm taking this in my stride, you know. Never get big-headed, me. And we're back to Harry. Now, I got to say, I want to end this one on Harry because we went to a location and it was absolutely amazing. I could actually see on the CCTV lights and like a bubble of light coming out of his head and surrounding his whole body. It was absolutely amazing and will confirm. And we had other witnesses that actually seen the same, and they was absolutely fascinated with how basically an aura can come out of a doll like that. It was amazing, guys. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to invite my guests. So I'm just going to send this notification to them. Everything is a bit bloody slow at the minute, so just bear with. Okay, Shell, I've sent that notification to you now. Just click on the link and it should add you, and then I will add you to the screen. Hello, the Paranormal Detectives. Welcome. Oh, Harry's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely amazing he is. I'm going to be doing some investigations with Harry, actually. So you'll actually see Harry on our YouTube channel soon. Oh, hang on. I'm adding you. I can see you. You've come up.
Hi.
Oh. Can you hear me okay?
We can, yeah.
I can.
That's really
good.
There we go.
Yeah,
sound, I'm not great with sound just yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the mobile phone I'm using. The feedback is just incredible.
Yeah, definitely. Right, I'm going to ask you some questions now. You've worked with the paranormal now for long enough. Have you come across haunted objects?
Yes. We own our very first one, but me and Jodie came across a haunted objects in the form of several pieces of like antiques and stuff in somebody's home.
Yeah.
Because they just decided it was a good idea to bring home ashes and keep them there, stored away in a very forgotten corner of the house. Now,
that's interesting that you've said that, because I've got to add something to that as you said it. I've currently we've been investigating a property. It's got poltergeist activity at a high, and we've found out that the person has got the mum's ashes that are kept on the fireplace. Now, they've been there now for 3-4 years. So it's interesting that you've brought that up.
I mean, the spirit in question, they're the glass cabinet. Now,
yeah.
the glass cabinet is locked. The glass shelves, all glass ornaments, and literally just tipped it up inside the cupboard. There's no way to fake it because it's locked, and if you try and tip it all up and then close the door, it doesn't work like that. So it's literally a cabinet which they can't get into now, because if they try to, all the glass ornaments are going to break when they open their door. And yeah, we figured out that it's some of the activities linked to some of the old personal possessions around the house. And
Yes.
we just told them to sort the ashes out and bring a conclusion to it. Otherwise, it's just going to get worse. But
That is very true. That'll bring peace, that will.
Yeah, I think Chris had spoken to him about the ashes and said, well, what was the person who's died? What was their wishes? They want to be kept in a jar in your house, and they didn't. They wanted to be, I don't know, I can't remember now, but
they want their ashes spread somewhere.
they wanted their ashes spread, and they haven't done that final little bit of what the person wanted. So we put it down to them just trying to say, come on, do something with my ashes.
Well, it's closure as well, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No, well, what do you think about that in the chat, guys? What do you think about ashes being kept? Because to me, I wouldn't personally do that.
No.
I mean, I had my mum's ashes and I scattered them in my garden, some of them. And then some of them was at a graveyard. So it was only a little bit of them. But you don't keep them in your house, do you?
A lot of people do, but it's not something I can do personally.
No. And I've noticed that.
You're inviting trouble by keeping spiritual energy in your home, because if you keep one certain amount of spiritual energy in your home, you're bound to attract more, and it's just not a good idea. Definitely.
I do agree. Now, I was going to talk about the 4 spirit dolls I had. I had 4 spirit dolls at the start of my learning to the paranormal. And it was something I had to let go of in the end, because it became too much, like you've just said, increased paranormal activity in my home. And I didn't want to live like that.
No.
And it kind of kept me up all the time because I could hear it and I was tuning into that energy so I could hear it more. So I had to let them go. Now, that it's interesting because I always say, how does Anne cope with this? Because she's got loads of...
Yeah.
And, you know, that is a question I'm going to ask you, Anne, in the chat. How do you cope with your spirit dolls? Is your house at a paranormal high? Just wait for her comment to come through.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could possibly suggest is that
we have... Oh, she has a clown she's got from the house with the poltergeist. Oh, yes, that clown. I haven't got him anymore. He's at Neil's. I took him to Neil's at the Haunted Antique Centre.
Oh, yeah.
I took this clown from the house. And I thought, I'm just going to see if it's haunted by running some investigations with it. I was shocked what I got. Soon as I got it, I thought, nah, I can't have it in my house. It's got to go. Because I've got children here, so I can't do it.
It's difficult. The problem with passing these objects around is, even if it's a good spirit, you're risking stuff happening, because I mean, the situation we had here, we brought the doll into the house, and I'm chasing a spiritual path myself, thanks to a teacher who's guiding me. But I became aware that she was very, very upset. And my inclination was, nobody asked her. Nobody said anything. They just sold her off, and off you go. Done. She seems to be sort of settling down now. But the trouble was, the dogs attacked her vessel and sort of tore at her and whatnot. So my immediate concern was, oh dear, now we're going to have a very sort of mean spirit wandering around the house. Passing dolls around without consulting them what they want is haphazard enough. I mean, because you wouldn't do it with someone living and say, right, you're going to live there, see you later.
I mean, if you had seen me when I did get rid of these dolls, I had them all laid out in front of me, like I was talking to children.
Yeah.
And I explained to them that I can't have them here because their activity is upsetting my children. I said, so you're going to go to somebody that's got the time to spend with you.
Yeah.
And I felt a complete peace. So I could feel that I did the right thing. But the lady that has got them, she's got high paranormal activity going on. So I don't know if I did do the right thing.
Yeah, with our doll, we only had her just over a week, so we don't know for sure everything that she's going to do or how she's going to react in the house. But if I'd have let the decision up to Chris, we wouldn't have her. I was looking into getting one, and I just went and ordered it. So I want her in an auction. And
one of those conversations. Darling, how's your day? I've been doing this, I've been doing that. Oh, we've got a haunted doll on the boat. What?
So Anne actually gave me advice on how to find her. So she said just to look for one that you felt drawn to. So I picked out 3 and then gave the pictures to the other team members for them to have a look at, and we sort of narrowed it down to 2, and then I finally got the one we got now. Interestingly though, we've been working with her today with a bit of pendulum, and she came with a bit of a backstory that apparently a medium had worked with her and found out her name and various other details. And as soon as Anne saw her, Anne was like, that's not her name. I think her name's Mary. And we did a live pendulum session last week, and she responded with a yes to Mary. So we do believe that is her name.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. And today we've asked the same questions again, and I've got really strong responses with the pendulum today, saying that her name is indeed Mary. She doesn't want to be called Franny, which is what they called her. Yeah. And she also said that I asked her whether the medium that supposedly got all these details for them, whether they were fake or just grabbing names out of thin air, and to which she said a yes to as well. So she did say that the age was correct, so that was 11, but that they were just lucky with picking the right age for her. So it'd be interesting to see what else we get from her.
Yeah,
considering all the details so far have been wrong. So,
that's really good. The pendulum is really good for answers, isn't it? Like,
yeah, the only thing we find annoying with it is you can't only ask yes or no questions. So we want to sort of try a few more techniques out where we can get some like proper answers, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's it. You're doing the right thing, doing little things with it. Yeah, that is how you work with them, little bit by bit, and then you get bigger pictures of what they're trying to say, don't you?
I think we can both say, because she lives in the office now, in the safety away from the dogs.
Oh, bless.
And so I think we both, as we're go in the office to do a bit of work or whatever, we always like acknowledge her presence. Well, I do, and I'm pretty sure Chris does as well. And just have a little chat to her whilst we're working or whatnot.
That's the best thing to do, just to acknowledge them.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, guys, have you got any questions in the chat? Legacy's off to do an invest. Good luck for that. I'll see it later. I can't wait. Are you guys missing your paranormal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm itching now. I need to go out.
Yeah.
It's not fair, is it?
Yeah, very. Yeah, it's. I actually sort of thank Anne for like advice. She told us like to give her a couple of days to settle in. We were actually discussing this like via the group, because we know Alexa has like random glitches where she just starts playing things offhand.
I've heard about that as well.
Alexa does like sort of speak up every now and again when we haven't said anything remotely close to her name, or we've not been talking at all. She just said, "What? I didn't hear that." But she's never played music before.
Oh wow!
Now Cheryl was upstairs listening to her favourite playlist upstairs, and I came down to pop her around and just sort of sort a few things out. I was going to go back upstairs when I could hear a second set of music coming out of the office, and it was stuck. It was at first it was playing like children's lullabies, and then switching between like classical music like Chopin and Mozart and stuff like that, and then like more modern music. But then it just got stuck on a children's lullaby station.
Wow,
and
that's cool,
and it literally. And Cheryl was trying to figure out. I realised she was sort of chopping and changing things, trying to figure out what was happening on the app on their phone. But as soon as she stopped it, when I got into the hallway, I realised it was like quiet and whatnot. I was wondering what was going on. When I got near the doorway, the children's lullaby station started up again.
Wow. That's
obviously
really
we
cool.
can't say for sure that it was the doll, but it just seemed, because that was about a week after we had her.
Yeah.
And
it could be the start of
something like that before. It was pretty, and for it to be children's songs as well, that sort of,
definitely.
But,
and it might help you, Chris, as well.
Yeah.
So I've always had a bit. I find it strange. I'm so comfortable. I've always had a big aversion to them for a very good reason. It just I used to have nightmares when I was younger.
That's really good then.
They would come fairly regularly. This is why I'm not keen on the usage of dolls, but I like Mary, but it would sort of damage me without going into it. It would damage me a little bit, sort of the way it happened and the way it ended. So I sort of stayed away from them. But
it's a common thing to have, to be honest. Quite a lot of people do not like dolls.
Yeah.
And clowns, especially clowns.
Yeah.
It's a dark area, isn't it? Really, it's given how it's been Hollywoodized. I would say it's a really dark area for a lot of people. Quite scary to think that a seemingly inanimate object is now could be responsible for a lot of frightening things. It's a bit of a dark area for everyone. Well, people.
But there is nice spirits that are attached, and there's also.
That's one thing I said to Chris when I talked about getting one. I said, well, I'll make sure I do the research and find one that has got positive, good energy.
Definitely.
But, obviously, you've got to just rely on what somebody else has said at this point until you do your own research, your own tests and whatnot. But so far, she's been pretty calm and friendly.
That's really good.
No thanks to the dogs.
It still looks a bit nervous.
There was a question from the Paranormal Detectives.
Okay, let me go back. I might have to go up.
Thank you, Anne.
I've got it.
Thanks, Anne.
Oh yeah, I found it.
I think originally we was going to take on a few investigations. The plan was, when we got the doll, if she didn't turn out to be haunted and just turned out to be a regular doll that somebody said was haunted, we were going to use her as like a trigger object. So somewhere that's got children, spirits that might want to play with her or interact with her. So we were planning to take the doll to a few investigations, but I think now we'll probably ask her beforehand.
I was about to say, I think I think two things are going to be sort of quite prominent here. One is being tactful where we take her, because remembering that she's still a child. And
Yes.
two is trust. Like she said, we're going to have to ask, see if she wants to try it out. But is whether she trusts us enough to come with us and do that sort of thing. Is the only.
Well, we do the same with our Harry. You know, we ask him, do you want to come to an investigation? And he does notify either me or Anne, and we take him. But he acts as a tool again, so he's bringing in the spirits. But it does actually work really. I know it sounds crazy, but it is actually how he works. Yeah. He's absolutely amazing.
It could be helpful, but again, like I said, it could be helpful, but like I said, she's frightened of my dogs, so whether she'd be brave enough to go somewhere quite frightening, it's another matter altogether. But it's worth considering. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, she's got to slowly get used to your surroundings as well, hasn't she? Now.
Yeah.
And it's a bit scary being attacked by a dog, to be fair, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah.
That's shocking, that is.
We were both at work and we left her I left her on the fireplace in the front room. And the kids were obviously off school because of what was going on and whatnot. And they spent the whole day glued to their Xbox upstairs, didn't even come down to see what the dogs were doing once. Chris got home from work and found the doll half mauled on the front room floor. So we managed to repair her. They did.
Chrissy managed to repair her.
So Chris
did you have a lot of fear? I would have been scared at that point.
Do you know what? Yeah, we was a little bit, oh God, what's going to happen now? But more than anything, I think we both felt really sad about what had happened. I mean, we could have both cried when we found out. We felt really bad for her.
Oh.
In the next couple of days, when you held her, she did sort of bring a sort of feeling of sadness when you held her. But since then, she seems to have passed that, and she seems quite happy now.
She must know that it actually upset you guys.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, we asked her if she likes the dogs, and obviously got no response for that.
That's really good.
But we have asked her if it's because she's not used to being around animals, and she said that she's not been around animals. She didn't have any pets when she was alive or anything. So maybe in time she'll learn to actually like the dogs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We thought she liked the cat, but she doesn't.
She's unsure about the cat. The cat likes the doll. The cat will go and sit by the doll if he's in the same room. I mean, right up close to her, which is unusual for the cat.
Yeah. Anne's cat actually likes the dolls.
Yeah.
Her cat's often in the room with the dolls. Yeah. Right, paranormal. Sorry, I'm just going to read this question out from Paranormal Detectives. Are you going to risk upsetting the doll by taking her to haunted locations? That is a good question. I think they half answered that because they said that they would talk to the doll and see how the doll feels. Now, I do think when you actually hold the haunted dolls, you actually do get to know the feeling of them, don't you? If they're happy, if they're sad, you actually do know the feeling of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you have to get to know them as well as them getting to know us, really, don't you?
The interesting thing, like saying, like holding them and whatnot, after I finished, like, repairing a vessel, putting it back together, we retreated upstairs and had to chill and whatnot, and I just passed out. I had no energy whatsoever.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which my teacher said is fairly normal. but you said after doing what I did, it's fairly straightforward. But yeah, you do get a sense of just what they're feeling when you handle them. It's
definitely.
At the time, it was fear and insecurity and sadness. And you go and I walked in this morning. I walked in this afternoon after I finished work. I mean, I was like, I said to Cheryl, "Has anything been going on?" Because I'm standing staring at the doll. What's been going on? And Cheryl started telling me about the pendulum session after I asked her. And you do definitely get, if you can make the connection, you do definitely get a sense of what's going on and how she's feeling.
Yeah,
I'm not really the one to use a pendulum either. I don't really get any good results with it normally, but I was sat in the office all day with the doll, and I'd spoken to her a few times, and then I was exporting a video and I was waiting for it to finish, and the pendulum was sat on the desk next to her, and I thought, I'd just pick it up and have a little play and see if I can get her to respond to me, because Chris was under the impression that she didn't like me. And I thought, well, I haven't done anything other than leave her in a room with some dogs. I haven't done anything, terrible to her. So I thought, I'll see if she'll respond to me. And honestly, I've never had the pendulum moving the way it was. And I did it a second time once Chris got home and showed him. And the pendulum was literally swinging from side to side.
Wow.
And, it was quite good.
You'll have to do some videos with her.
Yeah, that's the plan. We will be doing.
We did a live on YouTube, and I think for the first time we got our first sort of group of dislikes. People just weren't keen on watching what we were doing, which was weird. But we were sort of talking about it live on YouTube, and that was an interesting experience. Just to say the least.
It's that kind of subject. It is that kind of subject, isn't it? You either like it or you don't like it.
Yeah.
I think we got Vicky coming on from Birmingham Ghost Hunters. Hang on a minute. When it wants to work. It's ever slow, the connection today. Oh, she's gone, I think.
Oh, she's gone.
Bye.
No? Yes? No?
Now you can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's not working. No. Oh, it is. Is she on? I think she's coming. No? No, she's gone. Don't worry about it, guys. Carry on. And yes, Harry won't go to one of the poltergeist houses that we investigate. We took him there because we thought he'd be okay. Within 10 minutes, I think it was, his facial expressions changed. He was not happy.
He wasn't.
So we had to literally remove him from the area to a safer area where he felt a little bit more settled. So that was interesting. That was actually a learning curve for Harry.
It's more than likely the spirit he's facing is disturbed. He's not someone he can communicate with. So he won't try. He'll back away if it's something or someone it's impossible to communicate with because he's that disturbed.
Yes,
they won't try. They'll back away. They'll end up not assisting you because it's dangerous.
Definitely. So it is actually interesting that, you get to know how happy the doll is. So you can take them out of that situation easy enough, which is absolutely awesome, I think.
I've still got a lot to, I mean, with Rob's help, I've got a lot to learn about where I'm going, but it is an incredible thing to walk in a house and be able to tell that something's been going on before I've been told anything. And just by looking at her, I would never have thought it possible with the fears that I've had in the past. But yeah, it is quite something.
It is. It's amazing, isn't it? That's what I like. I love going to specially places. I would love to be blindfolded, I would, and just literally sent to a location. You deal with that and just walk in and have my own feel. I like doing things like that, I do. Yeah.
I'm not sure about the blindfolded part. But, all right.
You've got to have complete trust in people. I do realise that. But I think I could do that. I think I would like that. I'm always telling people to blindfold me so I can't see.
You'll have to volunteer for the Paranormal Detectives Next Fear experiment.
Yes.
The first beer experiment they did at the Round was incredible. I mean, I've been to a few places where I've been surrounded by energy that's not afraid to come anywhere near me.
Yeah.
If they can come round to me if they want to, they have no problem with it. But you talk to Sheldon, you talk to Chloe, and you talk to Nathan and Brian, and they'll tell you whenever I entered the room, everyone and everything else exited the room. They were terrified of me. Didn't want anything to do with me. Too afraid to come anywhere near me.
I actually can actually understand that, because I've had that at locations as well. And the only thing I can say that actually is your spirit helpers who's with you. You know, like your spirit guides and your angels. They see you walk into the room with a whole group with you that are shining out with beaming lights. That's what I think that is. I really do.
Interesting. He's just said that.
I've had
That's
that.
Exactly what I was told.
Yeah, I've had that come through on ghost boxes, saying, "What are you going to do?" And I'm like, "It's only me. I'm not going to do anything to you." And they absolutely are terrified. Yes, I understand that. And Anne's had that as well. I know she has. And they've actually replied on the ghost box, "I don't want to talk to you." I'm like, why? Makes you feel like, what have I done? But yeah, I know exactly what you mean there. I really do. Yeah.
Chris has taken over the whole show. Lol.
Yeah, he will do that. He'll talk.
I'm definitely trying. You're as bad as me. And you get going, and no one can get word of it.
I haven't disappeared. I'm just having a bag by the door.
No, that's all right. It's okay. Carry on. Do you have any questions? Question Chris away.
I'm open to any questions. I have some mental breaks. Like whenever I think I'm talking too much, I try and shut up.
No, you're all right. Talk away. That's what this is. It's just a chat.
Start calling names.
I love Anne's comments. She's great. He's our Anne. We have a right laugh, we do, on investigations. The one investigation I couldn't stop giggling. Have you ever had that in the paranormal where you can't stop laughing? I've never had it before. But I couldn't stop laughing.
Just lost the plot.
Yeah, we've had, I'm struggling to think of them now. We've had one, possibly two locations where we walk in, we're trying to set up, and we literally just start laughing. We're messing around and giggling and laughing. We're getting no work done, and we don't know why.
It's usually because Jodie does something stupid.
That was us, that was.
When we went to Daniel's Mill, Jodie was filming, and I sent Kristen through a different exit to open the door. Locked from the inside. And me and Jodie were stood outside. Now, it had been flooded the week before, so they'd got some of the drain covers open, and they'd shown us around in the daylight, and we'd seen these drain covers were open, and I remembered that covers were open. But Jody had obviously completely forgot about it, and he was filming and oblivious to what's going on around him. And he steps backwards and falls into this grave cover. I mean, luckily he didn't damage himself. Unfortunately, he did smash one of our cameras, and he also possibly broke his pinky finger. But that was pretty funny, and how I managed to keep a straight face the rest of that night is beyond me, because that was funny. We like to pick on Jody.
I know. I'll walk backwards in the dark.
That could have been a lot worse, Chris.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot funnier as well, but if he'd managed to walk forward and still falling down it.
Hello, Vicky.
Hello.
This is Chris and Shell.
Hello. Have you told him what happened with the crime boy painting in the car?
Oh, the crime. My partner literally came home with the crime boy picture. And he went, "I've got you a present." And I went, "Get out." But we took it to some creepy explorers had it. And we took it to him, and all the way on the car, all we could hear is crying.
Oh, God.
It was really insane, it was.
It was very insane. I know.
That's an interesting story. So we went to, without mentioning any names, we went to a location which supposedly had a crying boy picture in it, and
supposedly had all of the originals. You know where we're talking about. We actually, funny enough, we're not going to get into whether we like them or not, but we actually won a competition to do an investigation at their haunted location shortly after they opened. And just
oh my God.
And we didn't get one piece of evidence the entire night. Nothing happened that night at all. That's not to say that would happen to everyone, obviously. But it could have been one of them nights, but nothing happened whatsoever that night.
I don't think I've been more uncomfortable, just sheerly for the fact that I was told I had to do a 30-minute vigil alone in a room with a load of dolls on every wall. I need to sort of realise, I mean, this was before I had anything sort of going on with me. I need to realise that there was absolutely nothing going on in this room whatsoever. And there was just nothing. The only thing that was going on was that the heat and humidity as the night went on was just getting worse and worse and worse, because this was like the hottest day of the year, and we were stuck inside this old style house, which was like an oven.
Yeah, because I mean, they've got all the windows nailed shut, so you can't even open the window. It's just
God, it's horrible.
Yeah. Never go if you ever go, never go in the summer.
It doesn't help. One of their rooms. Sorry?
He said, imagine if I went in there, Joe, and it was too hot.
I know.
I would have got an asthma attack, wouldn't I?
Yeah, well, that's what I got asthma, and I mean, it was just unbearable. I mean, we were having to stand outside more than we were in there just to cool down. And in fact, we were planning on sleeping over there until the morning. And I mean, it's what, 4.5 hour drive from where we are. And we actually drove home in the middle of the night. What was nice was all the way home, there was a massive thunderstorm that sort of followed us all the way home. So we had the windows wound down, listening to the rain and the thunder and lightning all the way home for like 5 hours. Chris was exhausted. We had to stop a few times.
Chris was exhausted and half naked, because I literally was, because I had a hat on and whatnot, I was taking my shirt off, my T-shirt, literally, I was driving in my house.
It got changed twice while we were there because it was just so freaking hot, and we were just our clothes were sticking to us. We had to keep
Oh
getting
God, no.
it was a horrible experience for all the wrong reasons.
I was literally driving in like rolled up jeans and socks with no shoes on because it's just so hot.
It would have been funny if the police had stopped you.
Sorry?
It would have been funny if the police had stopped you and asked you to get out of the car.
In the back of my mind, please don't send a cop car our way.
Yes, Elizabeth said she loves porcelain dolls, but clowns freak her out. Yes, that's a common thing, isn't it, with clowns?
Yeah, it is. I know a few people that are afraid of clowns.
And me, I do.
Yeah,
And they are freaky, to be fair, aren't they?
they are, definitely.
Again, it's the psychology behind it that having a clown, you know, an inanimate clown that suddenly could spring to life is a frightening prospect. Still a frightening prospect.
Definitely. Yeah. Vicky don't drink beer, Tom.
No.
She drinks Coke.
I'm on the monsters tonight to try and keep awake.
I like those, I do. But I get addicted to them.
Yeah.
I do have them when I go on investigations, I've got to be honest. You need a lot of energy, don't you?
You do.
Oh, you do, yeah, for sure. It takes it out of you mind as well. I was saying, we were talking to some other investigators a few weeks back, and we were saying that after an investigation, especially when you've had a lot of activity, it takes days to get over it. You just have no energy for days.
It does. It really does.
Go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Don't we? We go to McDonald's afterwards, don't we?
Definitely.
Usually before, aren't we? We have a pre-investigation McDonald's. That's our sort of ritual.
It's got to be done, hasn't it? It's part of the investigation. Yeah, definitely.
It's one of the only times I can go to McDonald's and be left in peace to eat my burger first. If I go with the girls, I get nagged. If I go with these ladies, I get nagged to eat the fries first.
That's the wrong limit. Fries first, then burger.
My partner would agree with you. Yes. It is nice.
If I'm hungry, that burger's going first.
Do you have any questions, guys, about haunted objects? Have you got any haunted objects in the chat?
No.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, it does fascinate me. I want to get a whole collection of haunted objects, to be honest. Not just dolls, but other things as well. Just something we can, experiment with and see if we can get our own sort of proof.
I would love
to. Let's have a whole heap. Let's have a whole group of people sitting, standing there, watching and sleep. That's a good idea, that wasn't it?
It would be interesting to have, but I wouldn't have them in my house. I'd have to have them somewhere else. Yeah.
We're going to have a look.
Right, we've just had very loud sound, which I asked the young lady to do if something happened.
That's interesting, that is. Because that's when you tend to...
That came from right at the back. I did pendulum the other day, and I seemed to be talking to what I thought was Mary, and she just told me she doesn't know anything about it. Well, I didn't talk to her the other day, wasn't her? which is kind of creepy, actually, but not really unexpected.
Interesting.
That wasn't the beer bottles in the fridge. Say that right now.
So who she is?
Oh, she is beautiful.
Oh, where's she
She is lovely. Oh, what do you think,
Pretty,
Anne? Yeah, she is lovely. See, I don't get a bad vibe. I don't. I get a nice
not at
vibe.
all.
That's good. She will teach you guys, you know, because
I
that's
think
what
so,
Harry
yeah.
does for us. Mm.
I love Harry. I never used to, did I, Joe?
You are?
Harry. I never used to love Harry, did I?
No.
I said that earlier, Fran, that it's possible that there's more than one spirit. I did ask her on the pendulum, but she said no.
It's conceivable she doesn't know, or she's not aware. Again, I'm sort of going down there. She's quite young, street. So
Maybe she's come with somebody else.
Yeah. I mean,
don't know, do you?
I mean, you've got to think of the way that objects become haunted objects. I mean, there's obviously probably various ways that they can become haunted. I mean, the first initial one you'd think of was perhaps it was an object owned by the person who's died, and they don't want to leave that possession behind, so they attach to it. Or then it could be the case that a spirit in a house doesn't want to be left behind if, say, the family were moving away, and so then attaches to some form of personal item or object that the family own in order to travel with them. And then, of course, you hear stories where maybe like a priest or a witch of some kind has bound a spirit to a vessel in order to trap it or whatnot. So, I mean,
you normally find they're negative, aren't they? Because they've been trapped there.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, that's what I've found, that they tend to be the negative spirits.
Yeah.
So you are right, though. There is a difference. There's a difference with everything. You get nice humans, not so nice humans. It's the same as the spirit world. It doesn't change any different. There's either nice or not so nice people. That's the way.
It's why I don't believe in demons. Is just if energy can change and mutate and whatever term you want to use, it is going to be the people that the absolute worst of us who are dead and still around, and then they just become the monsters that they always were inside.
Exactly.
There are no demons. They're just criminals and bad people that are still hanging around. That's all it is.
Definitely.
And,
yeah,
I agree. I agree with Anne. We'll eventually know her story when she's ready to tell it.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree. And she will tell you that bit by bit over the next weeks. Like you have your little experiments that you do with her, that'll increase each time. No, you are doing.
I think as she gets more used to us, she'll be more open to communicating with us.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I'm going to do a few shout outs because I've seen somebody else come on. The Fern Chronicles podcast. Welcome to the chat. Oh, from Portland. Welcome.
She likes being on camera.
How do you feel holding a shell?
At the moment, I just feel okay, to be honest. Now, when I said initially, because I did the unboxing of a live on Facebook when we first got her,
Oh,
And my initial thing when I first picked her out of the box was I felt a little bit short of breath. So it'd be interesting to find out whether that was how she died, or maybe she suffered with like asthma or something.
Okay.
And then as I was holding her and talking about her, I did start to feel a bit tingly. Now, we've got a sort of thing where we're not sure that she likes to be on camera, because both me and Chris feel that she's not actually with us right now, even though we've got the doll in my hands. Yeah. We feel that she's still back out there in the hallway between the office and the kitchen.
The moment she brought her on, ladies first.
Find that is what people don't understand with haunted dolls, that it doesn't necessarily mean that it might be in the doll right now. They might be somewhere else in the room. I don't understand that, because it is hard to understand. That is definitely.
It's the way to think about it. It's like, when you take when you go out for a picnic and you put the dog spike in the ground. Yeah, it's basically like an anchor. Otherwise, they tend to wander and move around, and they don't know where they're supposed to come back to. Yeah. So the doll is a vessel, something that holds her energy as an anchor that keeps her here in a certain range in the house. It'll keep her within the premises, and she'll come along with the doll, hopefully. If we decide to move to another location, like an investigation. But it's basically an anchor to a certain spot, certain area, for something she can come back to. Yeah, definitely. I was going to say, I don't know what the sound was all about. I'll figure it out later. But she brought her on camera, and then all of a sudden the energy went from 1 to 10 straight away, and I can hear her shuffling in the background in the hallway to the office, and I do have a headache because I know she does not want to be on camera right now.
That's interesting.
I'll go and pop her away.
Yeah. I think that might be a confidence thing. Once she feels confident, she'll be able to do that. Definitely. I'm just going to put Anne's comment on screen now when it comes up. Come on. There it is. I have a 4-foot doll. The spirit is called Nicola. She died in a horse riding accident. She's 22. She has made it clear she likes to observe and not communicate, but will if she must. That's interesting, very interesting. Because exactly what I just said. I think it's all to do with the confident thing.
I suppose it would have something to do with the trauma she suffered as she died, I suppose.
Definitely.
The pain would stay with her, and it would be difficult to overcome and come forward and be open again.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Yeah, totally.
So far, we seem to think that the doll is happy to communicate with us, but I just get a feeling every time we try and put a camera on her, it's like, nope, I'm not performing for the camera. I mean, we've left her in a room a few times now with the camera rolling on her, and not got a single bit of evidence from her. But
that is really interesting, because it's made me think maybe that's why no one has got actual paranormal evidence. A full figure.
Yeah.
Maybe they just don't want to be seen.
No. Yeah.
You're totally right.
Yeah.
Because every time you get a paranormal experience, it's always a personal one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's what's making me think.
I think the trick is to sort of, again, you go down the road of talking to them and see if you can build some trust. and then ask them, do you mind being on camera?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think it's something that might be worth a shot in the future, because you'd ask a person, like I'd ask you, do you mind being on camera?
Exactly, yeah.
So why would that behaviour change?
Yeah, definitely. I do agree with that. I actually do. Because it is all to do with permission. You know, how
we learned.
You know, we haven't got the permission to film them because we haven't asked. It's a good point.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. You've got to realise that you've got to treat it not as an object, but as a person or a spirit. Because, I mean, when you go into, most investigators, when they go into a haunted location, they would speak to the spirits with some respect and, you know, which I think is important. So you've got to do the same with the object. It's not a doll. It's actually a person. All the lights are going crazy now.
Oh my gosh. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
We learned this lesson about respect at White Ladies, in Cosford. And
love that place.
It's a lovely place. It's full of really sort of serene energy, but nobody would talk to us. And ashamedly, it took us a few attempts actually to figure out why. It's because there are blokes there. It's a ladies' priory. There are blokes there. The only man that was allowed there was their guardian, who's a soldier.
Oh gosh.
He's a warrior. He protects them. Yeah. That's the only man they'll communicate with. When we entered, they walked away. And okay, I'm getting there.
Yeah, they did for us as well. Yeah, that's interesting. They did for us.
I politely asked the lady to come forward and just, will you speak to us? She said no. And I said, is it because we're men? She said yes.
And that was through Spirit Box. That was really clear as well. We've actually done White Ladies about 3 or 4 times now. I think your phone just died. Oh no, it's back. That was weird. The screen went black. It's going weird tonight. Lights flickering, bangers in the hallway.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, we've done White Ladies a few times, and it was probably, we got the most evidence on the last occasion when I actually did just under an hour on my own in the Priory, and we sort of concluded that they were more willing to speak to women because obviously they're all women there. They're all nuns or whatever you want to call them, and they're not used to having a male presence invade their privacy. You know what I mean?
That is interesting. That is very interesting. Yeah.
So we went back and left Shell on her own. And strangely enough, the voice that replied to her was a man.
Yeah, I got a man's voice a few times on digital voice recorder. That was interesting. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good experience anyway to be left. It was my only time I've ever been left on my own for such a long time.
I think now we've got more ladies on the team. I think I'm tempted to send you and Fran and Chloe along as well. Send her there and see what happens.
Yeah, I think now because we've got Fran join the team, and I've always been the only girl, it'd be nice to have another woman to come and do some investigations, because I think men and women do pick up different things.
Yeah, they
and
do.
Some spirits are more inclined to speak to either men or either women.
Yeah,
like I think we've had occasions where the opposite's been well, they won't speak to me because I'm a woman, and they think that women shouldn't be spoken to. They're just to be tied to the sink or whatever. A lot of back in the olden times, a lot of men had that.
That is so
mindset.
true.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that is so true. That is. Hi, Carpy Chris. I seen you. I'm just putting his comment on the screen. There you go. My friend stayed in Chillingham Castle 3 times about 15 years ago. And he said that he saw lots of things that are unexplainable. Now, that's a place I want to go to. I've never been there, but I hear so many good reports about that place.
See, Chillingham. I've seen like some TV programs about Chillingham, and some of the history. I'm trying to remember off by heart, but I know they used to be a castle. They'd have dungeons there and whatnot.
Yeah,
which would be an interesting factor to investigate, because obviously dungeons means torture and death.
definitely.
So, yeah, you have to be careful with that one. But being a castle, it probably saw a lot of battles and a lot of history. So, therefore, there's going to be a lot of not just intelligent energy there. There's going to be a lot of residual and sort of non-conscious energy there as well.
Definitely.
So,
that's what interests me with castles, because you've got not just the normal paranormal, you've got everything could be going on there, like you've just said. And you've also got, you know, what I really like is the stone tape theory. That interests the hell out of me, that does.
Yeah.
Residual hauntings. Yeah, it's one of the most commonplace things that people see is like an example, a spirit walking through a wall. That's because that wall wasn't there before. And what they're seeing isn't actually a ghost, it's more a recording of the person that was there.
It's interesting. All of it interests me, to be honest. There's not a subject on the paranormal that I don't find interesting. It's all interesting. It just grabs you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I get lost. I do. I can actually say I do get lost in the paranormal. I do.
As opposed to me, who just gets lost in general.
He's terrible. He can't follow directions whatsoever.
No, nor me. I'm not that great at it either.
I'm like a hedgehog in a handbag. It's dreadful.
Yeah, I'm the same. If I'm going to a location, I've got to research it the night before where I'm going, the actual area, just in case I get lost.
Oh, we've got lost on the way to Wales. Or you think you're going the wrong way, and then it's suddenly there. That's usually
definitely.
I think that was the time we went to White Ladies on a road when me and Jodie took people there for the first time, and just trying to find the road where you go down it's chronic. It is in the middle of the road. It's chronic, and you're going down this country road, and we're lost, and sat nav's telling you you'll be there in like 2 seconds. It's fine. Like, no, we're lost. We need to turn around, and then all of a sudden the turning comes up on your left, and it's like,
yeah, I know all about that. Me and Anne have fun. We do going to these locations. I get so stressed out, you know. I really do.
I'm the worrywart.
Yeah, I am. How am I going to get there? How am I going to get home?
I'm the most laid-back person you'd ever meet. Honestly, nothing phases me, nothing at all.
It's the best way to be, Shell, trust me. Yeah, elementals, they are interesting, elementals are. Yeah.
I haven't researched much on elementals, to be honest. It's something I'll have to look into, because I've heard it mentioned by a few people now.
Elementals is going to be part of my curriculum at the moment, so
they're interesting. Hi, John. Yeah, they're absolutely interesting, elementals are. I've got to be honest, because I would say nearly every location we go to, it says elemental. My Ovilus will shout out elemental, and it's just like, oh really? So that they seem to be, it is right what they say, they hang around dark places, and everywhere you to go, like with tunnels or anything like that, an elemental will be there. So you do get a lot of that. but I'm still not 100% what they are myself.
No.
I've really got to look into it because at the moment my details are very sketchy, but I've got to do some research on them myself.
Yeah, I could do with some research on them because they come up a lot, but we're not completely sure what they are because I don't think anyone's actually seen one.
No.
You've just the power of it, which they are crazy. Yeah, they do, and they come from the land. That's true, that is. Ancient ramming. Yes. I haven't been there yet. And I have to go there.
With detectives, and we are desperate to go back. We definitely want to go back soon.
Yeah, I would like to go there.
She said she's not fazed by anything, right? That's not true. She was fazed by the fact that she would have to go into the ancient ramming on her own, up to the attic, being the first one called.
So
she was fazed by that.
For anyone who doesn't know, what they did was we went with Paranormal Detectives. They ran the show for the first half. Myself, Chris, Jodie, and a friend of ours, Chloe, had never been there before. The detectives had already been a year or so before, and they wanted to do this like fear experiment. So they went in before us, set up, locked off cameras in each of the rooms, and in the what's like the living room as you walk in, and then they picked out a location, so one of the rooms, followed by a name of a person, and that person had to go in on their own. All they gave us was a little tiny, about that big UV torch, which if you've ever used a UV torch, they show up no light whatsoever. You might as well go in without one. And I was second night, luckily, not first, but I had the attic room and I had to walk all the way through in the pitch black up to the attic room, and then we all had to spend 30 minutes alone in our room and call out and see if we could get the activity. They also talk about paranormal objects or haunted objects. They actually left their two dolls in rooms in the RAM. So when I got up to the attic, I found out I got Henry in with me, and Jodie in the witch's room, I think it was. He had the other doll. I don't even know what, Elizabeth. So,
absolutely funny thing is the paranormal detective left Elizabeth with a torch facing up on her face like a horror, and you can hear him walking. Oh, thanks guys, scared the life out of him.
Oh my god!
But yeah, that was pretty freaky.
That is really brave, I tell you.
I'm not actually Anne's comment there. That is the one thing that I will not do. I will not do mirrors. I'm not a fan of mirrors whatsoever.
Nor am I.
I.
I'm only not a fan of it because I was at East Drive and I happened to take a photo of the mirror, just messing about. I didn't even expect to get anything. 2 figures behind me.
Oh, gosh.
So that was pretty epic, but it's also made me think I ain't doing that again. I don't want to see. I don't mind after the location, not when I'm there. I don't want to see that.
No. Yeah, no. I'm not a fan of the mirrors.
No, nor me.
I think we've only got like 2 in our whole house. We've got a little tiny shaving one for Chris, and we've got one in the front room. I'm just not big on mirrors.
No, nor me. Because I know that they can act as portals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's where I am with mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, it scares me to think that I'm going to look into a mirror and then all of a sudden there is something stood there behind you, like you said, Eve.
And me, Shell, you're not alone. Yeah, and me. I do as well. I'm not looking. I'm like that. Now I went to drag though, and I don't know if you've
That
been
was
to
the worst thing about the attic room, because there was mirrors everywhere in that room. Honestly, there must have been, sat there counting them, there must have been about 6 or 7 mirrors.
Oh, no.
Because they left locked off cameras. They sort of set it up in a way so that it was pointing at like a chair or something. So I sat in a chair, and there was a mirror to the right of me, a mirror to the left of me, a mirror at the front of me, and then right behind me was a massive mirror, so I could see myself in the green of the camera left. And all I've got is myself with this mirror behind me, and I kept thinking, I kept seeing like little shadows moving in that mirror. It was kind of freaky.
Yeah. You do. You see a lot more, don't you?
Oh God, you're braver than I am with the mirrors, so I can't do that.
No, I know. Anne does like doing scrying. She does that a lot on our locations. Yeah. I've done it a few times, but I'm not.
We'll have to volunteer Jodie to do that.
Poor Jodie.
Jodie's like our Aaron from Ghost Adventures. We just send him in with all the bad things.
Oh, right, guys, I'm going to end it now because we've been going for an hour and a half now. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us on. It's been awesome.
Been good fun.
It was a good chat, and we will do it again soon. So
We have to meet for an investigation once this is all over as well.
Yeah, we will definitely. Yeah, we will. Okay, guys. I want to say goodbye to everyone in the chat. Bye.
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 Take them off if I know how to. Oh, it's not working. Oh, there you go. Oh, guys, thank you ever so much for tonight showing up and your questions for M&A Paranormal and BGH. Oh, John, have you missed it? Go back and watch it, John. It was actually a good chat. We've actually spoke about everything tonight, so go back and watch it again. Thank you ever so much. Next week we've got another guest coming on, guys. This one is gonna be a complete surprise because some of you might know him and some of you may not. So until next week, stay tuned, stay safe. Good night, guys. Okay.